At one point, I was making $3 grand a day selling drugs, 2.5, $3 grand a day selling drugs. In total, it was about £700 profit every day.
Yeah. So what you saying? What, 250,000 and you're retiring or what?
I was just like, I'm just gonna buy a yard, but not understanding, not understanding that how can I, with no credit history, never had a job, how can I just go and buy a yard? What, with cash? You know? Do you know what I'm saying? You can't do that, but you don't understand that until later and you get older.
Say it with chest podcast.
So I don't think we actually touched on it. What was your entire sentence as a whole?
Oh, 10 years.
10 years flat.
10 years straight sentence. So
Yeah,
10,
no early
10
release, no nothing. No tag, no home detention curfew.
Nah, you can't get that I think when you're over a certain amount of time, you can't get HDC.
I think it's over. Is it over 4 years? You can't get it.
I think so.
Something like that, innit?
Yeah.
So what? When you was in Old Bailey and that, and the bar led man dropped down the clocks and said, "Boom, 10 years for the blood clot." How you feel inside when they dropped that? Did you ask him to repeat it because he didn't believe, or
Nah, you was there, innit?
Well, you got 10 as well.
No, he was in the gallery, bro.
He was in the gallery.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, do you know what it is? But no, it's the way he reeled it off. Yeah, he was like, for count 1 and 2, 6 years. For count 3 and 4, 8 years. Count 5 and 6, 10 years.
Yeah.
Count 7, 8 years. So for people that didn't really understand, yeah, obviously that's all concurrent to the 10 years. If you understand what that means, like it all runs concurrent. All these sentences run
At the
concurrent.
same time. So.
But it just sounded like I'm just getting hella years. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
People getting 18s though for that.
yeah, people. Do you know what it is? It was like at the time I was going mad. I was going mad. I was doing silliness. What I got actually charged for was minor compared to what I was actually doing, kind of thing. So to get 10 years was a bit of a result.
And what was the actual crime itself? What, conspiracy to supply?
No. This is armed robbery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that, what's that? Robbing all the nitties and that?
Nah, robbing bookies, bookmakers.
Okay, so we need to go on to that then, because I don't even think you've touched on that yet.
No, I've touched on other pods like National Prison Radio.
Yeah,
about it and stuff like that.
So since we're on the topic, let's touch on that then. So robbing bookies, yeah?
Yeah.
Dirty William Hill and Dirty Paddy Power, yeah? How did that come about? Because obviously that's a big progression from the pizza mopeds and that.
So if you remember what I was saying, like I was shotting outside the bookies. I was also going inside there underage, and then I started gambling. Started losing big money, like not big money, but I was losing all my money basically, like. And then one day, it came to a point where I had lost 10,000 in a day.
So what, all the money you're making from the drug dealing thing, you're bunning it in Dirty Paddy Power?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then one day, I'd lost 10 in a day. And then I went and, that's when I first robbed the bookies. This was a long time ago. And then I just started, I was addicted to gambling.
Yeah.
You know, I was a gambling addict, but I didn't know at the time, you know. And then yeah, so I felt like the bookies or the bookmakers, whatever, I thought they was the betting shops. Yeah, I the way I kind of saw it, yeah, was like if like in London, anyways. I don't know how it's up here, but there's bare betting shops in poverty-driven areas, you know.
Yeah.
Same up here as well.
Yeah, and then if you go to like the nicer parts, you don't see no bookies, you know. So I knew what they're just playing on our poverty kind of thing. So I felt justified in robbing them, kind of. So I didn't feel bad about it. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, you know, I didn't feel morally like troubled or nothing like that. So yeah, I was robbing these bookies. I just kept robbing bookies, bro. Like I did loads, like, you know. And every time I'd lost money, I'd just go and rob another one. I wouldn't rob the same when I'd lost it, but you know, there's bookies everywhere, and they could all get robbed. And yeah, one day I got arrested, and they got me on like 4 like dead charges. Right. So it was like, when they got me on the dead charges, yeah, I didn't mind. So that's why when I got the 10, I just didn't even care, because it was like, not that I didn't care, it's a long time. I knew I'm coming out when I'm 30, because I was 24 at the time. I think I was 25 at sentencing.
You're saying it could have been a lot worse?
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't Could have been a lot worse, innit? You know. And then these times they're dishing out like EDS.
Which is
I don't know what it's short for, but basically you do 2/3 of your sentence. Yeah, so you do like 75% of your, or is it 70% of your sentence, and then you got to apply for parole. If you don't get that parole, you got to do the whole sentence. So like I could have been doing the whole 10 years.
And what does that apply to? Only violent crimes or anything? Can they put that particular?
It's mainly violence. So what the judge would do is he would do a dangerous report on you. And this is my first violent crime. Before it was just drugs and all these things, and this is my first violence. So that's why he did a dangerous report and didn't find us dangerous. So we ended up getting half sentence. So we did like 10 years, do 5. Now, any violent crime, you're doing 2/3.
Straight away.
Straight, yeah. They've changed it now. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm wrong, someone say it in the comments. But I'm sure that's what it is now. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about these licks on Dotty William Hill, yeah? So let's say now, boom, you've identified one. How do you, because I'm quite fascinated with how crime works. Like, how do you build yourself up to step in there, and like, what do you do? Do you knock the window saying, what, I want the money? Like, how does it work? Because obviously they're behind the screen, they're behind the thing, the you know what I'm saying? Like, how does it work? How
Well, there's different ones in it. They might if you got out of town,
yeah,
there might be no screens, you know, and you're up live and personal, you know, you're straight in the safe with them, you know. Or you can get like if they got the screens up, you just put the thing on the table, you know, and just give them the bag and tell them. I used to do it. You see when I used to do it, yeah, people was gambling, didn't know the bookies getting robbed. Because I was in there, like open the door, head down, in there, thing on the table, on the desk, sorry, and I was in and out in 30 seconds. Do you know what I'm saying? And I only used to do Ladbrokes. At the time, Ladbrokes didn't have any timed safes. So it was just a thing with your key. You just put the key, they just open the safe in the key. And these times they used to hold, if like you have to hit it, you have to hit it before they bank it, if that makes sense, because they have to go to the bank every so often. So if you hit it on a bank holiday, for example, you know you're gonna get at least over 10 kind of thing. Right. But if you on a regular basis, they go to the bank, they bank their P's, Now, I think they only hold a little amount in and they're always banking it. They're always going to post offices or bank to like get rid of it kind of thing. And yeah, but at the time when I was doing it, you wouldn't do William Hill, you wouldn't do, what's the other one, Betfred, because they had time saves. And like, before they have to put the code in and wait 15 minutes. And by then you're going to get bagged. So I would just do Ladbrokes, and I think it was only Ladbrokes I used to do because they didn't have time saves. They didn't have to, they just bust the safe with the key. So but now I think they've all got time saves. It's changed now. Saves. Yeah.
So what was your chosen like because obviously armed robbery, I suspect you was armed, innit? What was your machinery of choice?
There's just different ones in it. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, bro. Do you know what? I've gone in there with, and this is no word of a lie. Yeah.
What? Banana? I was gonna say banana. You can't.
Bro, you're almost right. You know what I'm saying? Like one time, a lot of times replicas. Yeah. Like you, after first time, I can't even talk about other times because I'm not incriminating myself. But like, for the ones I got caught for, they were replicas. But there's been times when, you know, the jerry cans, you know, like the petrol cans, you know the nozzle.
With the little nozzle in that, and you just
one time I've gone out with my partner in crime, and we forgot the thing. I'm like, what? You didn't bring the thing? So you didn't bring it. It's like, oh my days! But we had a jerry can in the boot, so I just took a sock off my right foot. Do you know what I'm saying? Pull it around the thing, put a bag around it, bent it like it's a gun. And just go in there, just holding it, you know, because when you're startled, you're just thinking it's a gun. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I've done it like not a banana, but the jerry can. What's it called? A petrol can? Yeah, the bendy thing, like the nozzle bit. Yeah, it just bent it so it looks like a gun. And yeah, they free it up.
So what? You never had any Ladbrokes down saying, "Yo, it's my time for promotion. I'm gonna try and defend the thing."
Superhero thing.
Yeah.
I had a superhero moment.
You had a superhero?
But I think that time I had a live thing, you know. But
so you must tune in and tell him, say, yo.
No. Just, I remember this was this was one where you can just slide over the counter. Yeah, it wasn't no screen or nothing
No
like
screen,
that.
yeah.
And then a hero tried to dash something at me, and then but these times I'd already taken everything out the safe, and then he's tried to run out and close the door on me. But I just pointed it, and then he's let go of the door, and then I've just come out. I know these places, so you just press the button there, and you just pull the door, and I just came out.
Why would you even try and be a hero in those moments?
Some people are just like that, you know. They want to be police officers, you know. Yeah.
But you're not. You're working in Betfred. Like,
No, he wasn't even working. He was a gambler, losing bread.
Oh, he was a punter.
Yeah, he was a
Oh,
punter.
he was staff.
Yeah, he wasn't even staff.
One of the goons and that.
He wasn't even staff.
He's
Yeah.
lost the roulette and that.
Yeah.
He wants a real upon your team. That's what he's trying to
Yeah,
do.
bro, I don't know what he was thinking, bro. He was just like, oh, crime, I hate it. Do you know what I'm saying? That was a mad thing. Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad. So how many did you successfully do before you got bugged in?
I don't know.
can't get into that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, how many on the record did you successfully do before you got bugged? Out in the public domain.
On record for.
Okay. Were they successful for you? Said one of them 10 bugs on one of them.
No, they was shit. One of them wasn't even me. Like it wasn't even me. I knew the person who it was. It wasn't me. It was someone that I know that does them too, kind of thing. But I got found guilty for that as well. But like I said, it was like, it's what it is, man. Do you know what I'm saying? One of them wasn't me. One of them wasn't my co-D who I was with on the case. But we got found guilty for that one, that one as well. One of them was like, wasn't even doing nothing. We was just chilling in the car, and then flying squad came and pulled up on us, and then just like they thought we was about to go and hit one, you know, and they pulled up on us, and that's how they grabbed us.
Right.
But yeah.
So what is it? Always armed police that turn up for you, man, or is it
Not always? But yeah, when it's flying squad, it's armed police.
armed police and that?
Yeah.
And what? How do the UK police, like, how do they operate? Obviously, armed police are like the higher end because they deem you as a serious criminal. Like, are they trying to mash man up like the screws in the cells and that, or are they more civil with you? How do they act?
No, they're not civil, man.
They're not.
Well, flying squad ain't civil, but I guess like I've been stopped with armed police stopped me before where they've just pointed at me and I've just come out, I've complied, I've come out and it's just been easy. But then sometimes like they will drag, like for example, my brethren he got dragged out of his car, and then a member of the flying squad, they dragged him out of the car and they shot out the tire. Like, so they dragged him out the car, laid him on the floor. He's like handcuffed and that. He's laid on the floor, and his head's next to the tire. They shot out the tire.
Right.
But they was on him for time as well.
Yeah.
So they're probably annoyed with him and said, "Yeah, this is the closest you're gonna get to."
They just violated him. They wanted to scare him and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them man roll with pistols and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Not even like the big. Like, they're like gang members. The Sweeney, the flying squad.
I swear.
Yeah, they're like gang members, but in suits. You know.
Okay, so going back onto the time frame of your sentence, like obviously you finished in Cat C, sorry. Like what in the UK, what do they do to like prepare you for release? Like, because there's from my perspective, there's like a misconception that when you come out, this is ready for you, that is ready for you. Like, how does it actually work? Let's say a month or a few months before you're due for release. What does the system do to prepare you for release, or if they don't do anything at all? You know what I mean? I'll let you explain that from your perspective.
As you probably know, I was a mapper. You know what a mapper is, isn't it? Or do you know?
Multi-agency planning. We know what. Yeah.
think I was
But explain that to the people then.
I don't know what it is, bro.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
They called me mapper, innit? Like I think I was mapper 3 or something, mapper 2. I don't
So
know.
basically, it's multi-agencies that have to work together to make sure that you are actually safe to be released. That's what it is in simple terms. Yeah.
So I was a mapper, so they put me in approved premises.
AP.
Where I had to stay for 3 months, and they had me on basically in this approved premises. There's like, it's like if you got DCAT, this would be like an ECAT. This is how I describe it, yeah, because you're up at 7, I think. You're allowed out at 7. For me, my restrictions were I had to out at 7, sign on at 11, sign on at 3, sign on at 5.
What, with your probation officer?
No, at the map hospital, at the approved premises.
Oh, so you have to go back there, sign it, then you can dip it, then you can go again.
Yeah, so like every couple hours I was having to. So
Yeah.
They do that so you can't move far from the approved premises.
Yeah.
So like, so I had to constantly sign on, and then I had a curfew. I think it was at 8 or 9 o'clock, and so yeah, through the day you come out at like 7, and then yeah, you're constantly signing on through the day. So it's like you can't go far. Like you're just walking around town basically. Come back to the hostel, sign on, go back out, do your thing. But yeah, they do that. And if you don't sign on, you can get breach and go back to prison.
Straight.
Yeah. But how I had it patterned was my missus had got a hotel local to the approved premises, and then yeah, I would just come out, go and see my missus in the hotel. We'll chill, go get food, I sign on, come back out, sign on. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just spent my time with my missus throughout the whole thing. I was there for like 3 months, and then I was allowed to leave.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's like, yeah. And while I was in that, but I think you've moved on, bro. You haven't spoken about Only.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Because you was going through the prisons, yeah.
We're gonna get there. But obviously, we did a little skip, but we'll bring it back in it. Obviously, it'll fit together nicely in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to finish,
it's your interview, bro. Let me let you.
Yeah. just to finish off this little section here now. So approved premises, no tag or anything like that. Nah.
No.
You just need to come back yourself.
You come back yourself, yeah.
And sign on.
Yeah, it's on your responsibility. With me, I had a 5-year license running out next year, 2025.
Right, you still on license now?
Yeah.
So what? How does that work then? So what? You commit a madness now, you just got to do 1 year, innit? Because you only got 1 year left.
Yeah, but it don't even need to be a madness. It could be missing probation. It could be...
Driving offence.
Anything. You're going back to prison. Yeah. I actually got recalled, bro.
Since?
Yeah, I got recalled, but I didn't go to prison. Yeah, it was a mad thing.
Might as well go for it now, innit? Might go on. How are they trying to recall the dog?
That's what I'm saying, after how well I've been doing outside, but yeah, it was a miscommunication. I'd missed an appointment, and then...
What, with your...
With probation, and then they sent a letter to a yard that I wasn't staying at. My son was just born. So I wasn't staying at that address. I was with my son and my missus kind of thing. And they was sent, I thought I missed one appointment. I'd not missed an appointment in 3 years. I thought I missed an appointment, I'll go to the next one next month kind of thing. My appointments are monthly.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. They were sending letters, wasn't receiving them. And then my brother had gone to the house, and then he'd seen the letter, and he's like, they're talking about recalling you, da-da-da-da-da. So I called them, and I was like, what's all of this about? And he was like, you're recalled. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, you're wanted, basically.
Wanted?
Yeah, I was wanted. And these times I've done Channel 4. I've like done quite a few things for telly. My life has changed. 2 kids, do you know what I'm saying? Like my life is like 360. I'm fully reformed, you know. And then I was explaining to them like, yeah, my son was just born. I can show you birth certificate, things like this, or like proof that he was born around the time that I missed my appointment. And then there was like, you need to come in. And I know that one. You need to come in, yeah. You need to come in.
Ambush.
You go in there, and then the feds come and arrest you. And I was like, and then there was like, look, you need to just come in just to prove that you're here, you're in the country, kind of thing. And I was like, look, my probation office, they all have watched my shit, so they all know that I'm on the straight and narrow kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they was like, I was like to him, look, I've got 2 kids. Just tell me if I need to say goodbye, or like, do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm due to go, and they don't do 28-day recall no more. That's what they said anyways. Like it's
no longer.
No, for sentences like mine, it's not 28-day recall. It's parole, and you know parole board, and especially with the backlogs and that, it can take long. So I was like, if it's just an ambush thing, just tell me, because at least I can pattern up, say goodbye to my kids, like say goodbye, you know, to my family and whatnot. And he was like, look, it's not like just come in, like I'll tell you straight. I trusted him. I came in, and he was like, look, I showed him what I've been doing. He wanted to see contracts and showed him contracts, showed him like the hospital letters with my son being born. And then they was like, we're going to put in a rescinding. Yeah, a rescinding means like they're going to rescind the recall. They have not done this in 9 years they've not done a rescinding. Like once you're recalled, you're done out basically. And but I had to go to the managers and the managers like kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then but by this time feds have all gone to my yard. My brother was there. They knocked on the yard like, is David here? Da, 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 da. And then they had made their way to probation next. No word of a lie, I'm leaving probation. I've got in my car
And they've turned up.
with my missus and I'm seeing feds go into probation from the car. I'm parked opposite the road from probation. I'm seeing feds going to into probation, trying to grab me basically. But these times I've seen them and I've just kept it moving. I'm not staying in the addresses that they've got for me anyways. So yeah, I had to give probation enough time to put the paperwork in to get it rescinded. They had seen all my contracts. I had perfect reason. I came in, you know, and then there was like, they all kind of backed me and I got it rescinded basically. So I had to kind of like, I was wanted until they rescinded it. And then, yeah, luckily I was able to not get recalled, yeah. But I was recalled officially, you know.
Officially recalled.
Yeah.
So you're saying it was because of the time delay and the fact that they hadn't communicated it. So let's say they managed to hold you. The feds turned up while you were coming out the front door and just grabbed you.
Yeah.
Could the probation officer have told them that, rescind?
No.
Nah.
I had to go through so many channels, yeah.
I swear.
No, at that point I was recalled. So like, feds don't care what probation says. Like at the moment you're wanted. Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to prison, and then then probation would have to work from there to try and get. Because I think you get your first review after 28 days, potentially.
So you'd have to wait 28 days and that's it.
At least, yeah. But that's what they said to me as well. They was like, if you do get caught, we'll try to get you out by 28 days, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Which would have been, you know, it wouldn't have been nice, do you know what I'm saying? Because, bro, like, after all that bird that I've done, I ain't got another day in me, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Plus, like, I'm having kids, like, I'm starting to have a value of life now, like, you know, and
So what would you say that kind of life is revolting now? You hate that now or what? Or can you still see the young 20-year-old Navarro in the man them who are doing it now? Like, what's your perception of it now? That kind of life.
I understand it.
Okay.
That's it. I can sorry.
Yeah, man. Do you think?
I understand it, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand it. But with the knowledge I've got now and maturing and stuff, I would never do the same stuff I used to do. Like, sometimes I drive past bookies that I've robbed and I'm like, right, I can't believe I ran in there. Like, that's a mad thing. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not me. It's like it was someone else doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not revolting because I understand it. You know, poverty, and I'm going to stress, I wasn't in poverty. Like, you know, a certain men are in poverty. Like, they're in, you know, a 1-bedroom council house, you know, bare kids in the yard, though. Like, you know, there's barely food on the table. It wasn't like that for man. But, you know, I understand that without education, without understanding, like, you know, if you're not academically smart, you can go and do a trade, you can go and do street works, gas, whatever, and the train tracks and that, you can make bread. But without understanding that, I understand that, right, one of the elders put you on to make bread. There's bare cats, because you're in a poverty-driven area, there's bare users, and they're asking you for drugs. And you see it as supply and demand.
Yeah.
You're seeing that this is the way to make money. And you're young as well. You don't understand consequences as much as you do now, because apparently the frontal lobe doesn't develop for men until you're a lot older. So I guess I understand it, but I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't suggest people do it. But if people are doing it, I get it, you know. But, you know, don't be doing it forever. Learn your lesson and then keep it moving. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I see it. Yeah.
So you're saying that there needs to be like an end goal. When you were doing your thing, did you have an end goal? You just saying, right, I'm doing this to retirement.
No, I had an end goal. Of course, I was like, yeah. At one point, I was making $3,000 a day selling drugs. 2.5, $3,000 a day selling drugs. In total, it was about £700 profit every day.
Yeah. So what you saying? What, $250,000 and you're retiring, or what?
I was just like, I'm just gonna buy a yard, but not understanding, not understanding that. How can I, with no credit history, never had a job. How can I just go and buy a yard? What, with cash? You know? Do you know what I'm saying? You can't do that, but you don't understand that until later and you get older. But you think that, but then as you're planning, but like I said, I was gambling as well. I was losing a lot of my money, so I was chasing my tail in a sense. Like you know, I was chasing my tail, and I was just in a bad cycle. You know, selling drugs, gambling, I was in a bad cycle, and then I managed to find my way out, kind of thing, through prison. Through delinquent nation, actually, yeah.
Yeah. So that streamlines into what we're going to talk about now. HMP only, where I met you and you met me. Yeah. This is what we're here for.
Yeah.
I'll let you start off the thing, innit? Because obviously we've got history, but I'll let you start.
No,
off
you start, because obviously I want to know your perspective. You know.
Okay. Yeah. So similar.
How was your experience with me? How did you feel?
Yeah, because I asked you that at the start. I was just about to, So my experience of you, because I used to go into your cell and it was a shithole. Shithole! I used to do Mars and Mars, and you know what? It used to be mad. You used to sleep for years, cuz.
Yeah. I used to sleep from my bed.
Bloody, I don't know how you done that, man. You just slept your life away, cuz. I said, Navarro's different. But one thing I rated, though, you kept yourself to yourself. I rated that. Your thing was serious. And obviously in the office and that. What, you know, official secrets act, that don't apply to me no more, does it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, bun HMP anyway.
Yeah.
I'm releasing everything, yeah? Obviously in the office we used to have discussions about you, innit? We used to have your face on the blood clot board, saying this man's a fucking kingpin. But you know what's mad though? Obviously we knew you were on smoke, but cause you're just asleep and that.
It wasn't a problem.
Bots and bars in and out because we couldn't do that in land. But yeah, man.
Do you know what it is? So just to answer that, I was just on my phone. So like I'd be on my phone all night and sleep all day.
That's
you know
what
I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'd be on my phone all through the night because I'd listen out because you know night stuff and that. I'd listen out for when night stuff was creeping. I was on my phone chatting to my missus. I was at the end of my bird. Didn't really care. And then, so I might go bed 6 a.m, but I'm on the phone all night chatting to my missus. And obviously, I don't know what was going on with you guys yet, but you guys just wasn't clocking it. Like, I was on my phone all night. And then through the day, I'm sleeping because association is nothing to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man, then will come and get what they want from me and then keep it moving. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just...
You barely even came down at dinner time because I was like, whoa.
No, but don't you remember? The man that was bringing...
They used to sort you out. That's why I was saying this man was on the board. As one of the main players on the wing, cause it was mad. So my perception of you, he was I don't think we had any. Nah, I tell a lie. You cussed me a few times still. I ain't gonna lie.
I remember one time, one time. What did you? One time I was a cleaner. Remember, I was a cleaner, but just a cleaner to just be at myself. But I'm not a clean to clean. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But then one time Francis tried to make me clean. Like he was like, the bins. You want me to do the bins outside or something like that?
Yeah. In the exercise yard and that.
Yeah, and I jammed it on you one day. I was like,
you stuck it on me because
I'm like, bro, you can't tell me to clean these things. Cause I used to pay, like, I would be a cleaner, but I'll pay man. If I had my section, I'd pay man like Tony and that. I'll pay man to clean my bits. You know, what I'm supposed to be cleaning.
Lavatoire.
Yeah. My man. God. Yeah.
Lavatoire for people.
I used to pay them man to do my cleaning, so it's like. And the officer didn't mind. They was like, as long as your job's done, it's cool. So I just used to have the cleaning job just so I can come out my cell, do what I'm doing.
Run your empire.
Yeah, do my thing and then go back. Do you understand? And then that I remember that we had a couple misunderstandings, but that's just due to me being institutionalized, years of jail. Plus, I wasn't like these youths that were doing small birds and that. I've come from madness, do you know what I'm saying? So don't deal with me like I'm these youths kind of thing. And I remember you told me to do the bins outside. I went mad. It was like, what are you talking about?
You did. You scarred me still. Yeah. It was emotional, that one.
Yeah.
But yeah. My perception of you you know what it is? You was one of them prisoners that don't stick at the front of someone's mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to mention too many names.
Yeah.
At HMP only, Alpha Wing, where we were on, there were prisoners that I would go home and I'm still thinking about this done because the pressure he's put me under is beyond unbelievable. You know what I want?
Do you know what it is as well? Yeah, it's like you've got to play the game innit? And I knew because I've done enough bird, yeah. Like, see that I'm saying, these youths that are all arguing with you and doing these things like for nothing. It's like these are stupid because you see me. I was one of the few people on the wing with a smartphone. There was only 2 people on the wing with a smartphone at the time.
Touch screen button thing.
Yeah. And for me, I'm not beefing officers, for you guys to come in my cell or find reasons to take my things and stuff like that. I just want to enjoy it. I've done longer than everyone else that I was around. Yeah. You know, and I just want to enjoy the rest of my bail. I've got a year left. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to stay low key. So that's why that's why you'd see the Kais and that, and then them man just making noise. But them man was all underneath. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, them man was just the loud youths and that. But for me, I
keeping the heat off you.
Exactly. Yeah. And I knew how to play the game in the sense where I'm going to keep sweet with you, man. And there's been, situations where that's helped me. Like I said, like there's been times, we're not going to mention any names, but I would have my phone on charge or whatever. And then officers doing bolts and bars, they see my phone and they allow it. They're like, oh, Navarro, don't let me see that phone kind of thing. Like, don't, just at least hide it.
And with that there, I'm going to bait myself out. I don't care any minor, yeah? With that there, I think that's like an element of respect between like the prisoner and the prison officer, innit? Yeah. Because I've seen things, like one time now, cell 43, I'm telling the blood cleat cell, they ain't going to know what year, what month, so minor, Cell 43, I've seen a lot of things on the table. Some incriminating things, because in English prisons, well, especially at HMP only, you get like these like it's like a little Chester drawer, but without the actual, it just comes out like that, And what I seen on there, phones, drugs, and a lot of things to extend man's sentence, You know what I did? Yeah. I looked in, so you man hold tight, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
That's it.
Because you know what it is. You know what it is, In my mind, I'm at the time, 2018, 2019, I was the only black male officer at HMP only, So these men think I'm corrupted anyway, yeah? I know I'm not corrupted.
You wasn't.
I never done anything, But these men think I'm corrupted, innit? So these prisoners in the cell living life, I just leave them to it, innit? You know what I'm saying? That was my thinking to it. Why stress something that don't need to be stressed, you see me? So I just closed it. I said, you lot live good, I'm gone. Because at the end of the day, I'm going home anyway. I got my rice and peas in the oven, you see me?
That's what I'm saying.
So why kill out myself, extend my shift by extra 3 hours, I have to write up paperwork like an idiot. So man, and I know what you're saying, bro.
It's like, and when you have that relationship with the officer, it's like, when a man's chatting shit to you, or when a man's like giving the officer headache, we will go as like, the Boulevard man. And there was a strip on the wing we called it the Boulevard, and that was all the main players was all on that one little strip, and we would go and talk to him and like, yo, Lau my man, he's cool. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like a mutual respect thing. Like, you're cool and we will be cool with you. We make sure, because I know you had an incident. You told me that was after I left though, but where the man then probably would have like spoken to that you like, yo, you can't do that car, my man's. Do you understand? You get me? But yeah, man, it's like it is that mutual thing, and some officers come to do too much.
They do.
Yeah, and then some officers come and they're like, as long as my man ain't like causing making it harder, making the job harder and that, and just keeping the order, it's cool. Just let man do their thing, kind of thing.
But I think the culture of prison itself is like a society within a society, I would say, because at the same time, if I see something in the prison that's made it bait, I'm gonna have to bag him. There's no way around it.
You have to,
because if I don't bag him, colleagues are saying, why didn't you bag him?
Let me ask you something here.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer.
I'll answer, like, man, I'm getting sacked anyway, man.
Yeah. You don't have to answer, but do you know what I noticed, when a cool officer nicked me, they would put a technicality on my nicking. As in, like, they might get my prison number wrong or get the date wrong,
You know what?
Did you ever do that? Like,
it's good you mentioned that.
So
I've been in the office,
Let me explain it though.
Go on.
So basically, when you get a nicking, say you get in trouble, you get a nicking, paperwork come through your door, then you have to go to an adjudicator, which is the governor, and he will give you extra time or whatever. But if he's written your name wrong, if he's written the time wrong, any small detail, it gets thrown out on technicality. And some officers they like you, they'll put the technicality on purpose, so that when you go to the officer, be like, well, I might be Navarro, but I'm not AA. That's not my number. I don't know who that is. They have to throw it out. Do you know what I'm saying? Did you ever do that? to someone that you liked?
So, yeah. So, here's what I will say, yeah. I've been in the office when man them are writing up adjudication paperwork, you know, like this ones and that, which is like, I would put like a report on you if you're good or if you're bad,
Yeah.
It makes the adjudication look better for you, get less time and that, yeah?
Yeah.
I've been in the office where man have been talking like raw. Like key workers, like if so we would all be assigned prisoners that we would look after and make sure they were all right. And I'd be in the office and hear that, right, he's a dickhead, I'm writing a bad report for him, but now my man's calm, I'm gonna bandulu his thing, make sure he can bust case and that.
Yeah.
So those things do happen.
Yeah.
Whether or not I've done it is a different story, isn't it? But it does happen. And obviously, because we're all human, innit? Obviously, if there's been a prisoner who's been a waste man, you want to see him sent down for life, cause so you're just gonna write the madness on his thing and hope the adjudication is techie for him, you see me? But yeah, man, it happens.
Have you ever turned a blind eye to prisoners that you don't like getting mashed up?
You know what, minor? Yeah, it's happened, cause minor, it's happened. You know what it is though? Yeah, I think if you've dealt, if as men, if you've gone into the cell and dealt with your thing, and it's not out on the landing and bait and that, just carry on.
Yeah.
On Alpha Wing, HMP only, between 2018 and 2022, there were many incidences, where colleagues have seen what I've gone, but they didn't see what I've gone. You see me?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna mention too many names, Some of my colleagues that I used to work with are still there now. I know you lot remember what I go and what I'm talking about when you watch this, But it's just the fact of life, innit? And you know what it is as well? For me personally, because me myself, like as you probably know, I don't go out my way to be an arsehole, you know what I mean? That's not what life is about, So if you're a person who goes out your way to be an arsehole, you just need elimination, bro. Someone just needs to come and classic Clark us, So when God fulfills that destiny, on the landing, cause I'm in the toilet, I didn't see what I want. Literally, you know what I'm saying? Cause so in that respect, there, it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's fate, cause it's fate. Them things happen, man. Them things happen, and this is the rawest, most transparent form now, because ex-prisoners and ex-prisoners officers who are watching this are saying, I wouldn't really say that on camera, but what he's saying is true. So minor, you know what I'm saying, it's facts. But one thing I want to touch on is how do you guys manage to corrupt officers? Like, how do the prisoners corrupt the officers to the stage that they're bringing stuff in and everything?
Do you know what it is? It's like, I feel like the corrupt word is just such a nasty word, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? I think
it's too sharp.
I think it's like
coercion. Does that sound better?
Nah, it's not really coercion, bro. It's like, it's as simple as this, simple things, bro. It's like, you lot didn't get paid much, did you?
Nah, because when I started, we were only on like 1,400 a month. Imagine.
See, I told you 1,800.
Imagine.
These times they're on 1,400.
Yeah, that's London weighing. Yeah. Imagine, when I started in 2018 as an officer, we were only getting around 1,300 and some change.
Dead peas. So like,
it's only now that they're on 30 plus grand a year now. When I've left, now they want to raise
Francis is going, let's up the wages.
It's mad.
But yeah, like,
at the time it was pittance, man.
The corruption thing, I just think it's like, I just see it as like, bro, you're not paying these lot of bread, not we, you know, 'cause I'm not involved in that stuff, but I think the man them will pay officers what they deserve, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, and because officers, a lot of the time, they'll come to like prisoners that they trust and they'll be like, yo, I'm struggling at home, man, and that's when you've got your cue to be like, I can pay that. I can pay your bills. But yeah, but the officers know what I'm on, because there's big bread, like, you know, there's big bread, and all you're doing, you might bring in a couple phones, packs. Some officers might say, I'm not bringing in drugs, but a phone, tobacco, whatever, I'll bring it in. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously the girls, they actually end up falling for the prisoners and that, and you know, it's like, it happens, man. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone or condemn it, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
You don't condone or condemn?
Yeah,
Me personally, I've got a strong opinion on this. I condemn.
Condemn.
You know why I condemn? Because I believe. Let me get here. Just for the people that don't know out there, you see when a prisoner tries to kill himself, and he's in his bed bound in hospital. There's something called overtime. You can go and sit with him and watch him die. You're getting £22 an hour. Yeah. Now I used to tell all my colleagues, yeah, there's no reason for you to jeopardize your freedom and your career. Yeah, just go do an overtime shift, get 250 per shift. That's what the rate used to be. 10, 12 hour shift, yeah, 250 for sitting there watching a dead man. He's handcuffed. That's it. Literally, cause I used to bang
Yeah,
out pair of them.
but then, yeah, okay. But then, how often are prisoners dying? Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously,
Not
they-
even that, just escort, cause even just normal,
Escort
just
or
man's
like-
going hospital and that.
or the people on acts and that are like,
Yeah, suicide watch.
Suicide watch.
I
and
didn't.
that.
I really used to fuck with the suicide watch because I used to fall asleep with that. And that's
Yeah,
probably the best idea. So. Yeah, fuck with the suicide watch. It was mad.
Do you know what it is like? Look, it's like it's like I said with the road thing. Yeah, it's not like I just understand. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand like these they're not getting paid, and then you know they might get close with a prisoner, and they might genuinely be close. You know, and then the prisoner's offering them a way out. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's never, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, from what I used to see.
It's an illusion, man. It's not a way out.
No, but it was the officers that would usually initiate, because you don't want to initiate on an officer, and then they put in a IR on you. Do you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, you're getting security moved out. So you're looking for signs like the officer might come up to you and say like, you know, I'm having problems paying bills, and telling you information that is personal. You're not supposed to really. You're not really meant to be telling me this information. And then it's like, yeah, it's perspective, innit? And it's subjective. It's the way you look at it, innit? Like the prisoner might see it as I'm helping him out and he's helping me out, but they're not thinking about corruption and because that prisoner just might want his luxuries, you know, phones, tobacco to smoke and sometimes weed and stuff, and that's where it gets techie. But like. I don't know. It depends. It depends how you look at it, innit? But I guess it boils down to the government not paying the prison officers enough money for them to feel like they need to come and get money off the prisoners. Do you know what I'm saying? And the prisoners, obviously, they're road guys. They've got money, and from when they get the pack in, they're selling it like 10x what it's worth outside. Like a packet of burn might be £25 outside, of tobacco might be £25 outside, but then in prison, going for £400 or £500. Do you know what I mean? Just for a 25 gram or 28 gram pack or whatever the pack is. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
So the prisoner's profiting more off the risk than the prison officer, then, really?
No, because the prison officer might get.
How much is the prison officer getting for bringing that in?
It depends. It depends on
in comparison to my man then selling it on in the prison.
Obviously, it's just economics. Like the prisoner's gonna be making more than he's spending. So obviously, if he's paying the officer, let's say £2,000 every time she or he brings something in, whatever that pack's is gonna be worth maybe £4,000-6,000. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so he's gonna get his money back plus more. Like, and that just makes sense, and it kind of thing. Like, but that prisoner he's trying to get by, and then the prison officer's trying to get by, and they're working together, kind of thing. But you know, there's other cases where women are just falling in love, and then they end up like bringing the pack in, but like she might be getting used, or she might not be. You know, like I don't know. I
was going to touch on this because of the HMP. What's it called? Wandsworth. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
HMP Wandsworth. Bareback shots in that video.
Did the guy, the second guy in the room, did he not just mess up the whole operation by recording it? Like, because now she's gone, innit?
You watched it?
Huh?
Well, you watched it.
Of course I watched it. I watched it multiple times and took notes, yeah? Because they were putting in work, because blood got me jealous on that. Because during my time, obviously I was in the man's jail, innit? But the female officers and that, yeah? They were moving bare bougie, and I only had a little scuffle with a little female officer in my time, yeah? Do you remember? I didn't even want to say her name in it. Let me
What
pause
was
in it.
killing me was he was like, yo, we're making history, bro. You're a G, you know. You're a legend. I was
Man's re-quoting what man they were saying, yeah?
because I was like, these two are silent, just going at it, yeah? And Donnie's in the back, yeah, you go, bro. You go, bro. He's like, he was killing me.
Yeah.
But with that there, the bit I don't really like is like, they put in like fellow colleagues at risk in it. She's got her handcuffs there, her baton, her keys, part of a spray.
But how is she putting them at risk?
Because what if my man takes all that and says it's a Mazda on the wing now? Let's say, yeah.
Come on, bro. Let's,
No, pre it though. Let's say
I can't, wait, bro. Come on, bro. HMP Wandsworth, B-Cat. What is he going to do? Take pepper spray and try run out the jail with pepper spray? And I swear there's different keys for different bits in prison, innit?
Yeah, but her cell key's on that at the very least. So you telling me my man couldn't have took her button, yeah, and said, right, let me roll on Francis, innit, because he's a waste man, yeah, and lick me down with her button after he's barebacked her and that.
But bro, you got how many weapons? Yeah, have you seen big shanks in jail like compared to a baton, bro? There's people that can do that, but it's long to do that because number one, I don't know how long my man's doing, but is it worth an escape risk of 10 years?
I heard the Asian don's only doing four and a bit.
But I don't know. But think about it. Let's say he did, yeah, hypothetically, he did, take a baton, take pepper spray, and then somehow managed to get out of how many officers, yeah. Let's say he did the Superman thing, which would never happen, by the way. That's why I stopped you, yeah. By the time he gets out the gates, wouldn't be armed police waiting for him out there? Cause like by the time he starts, they would already be. You got police liaisons. You'd have made that call already before he's even out the gate. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just a bit fairy tale-y, bro. Like it's not that was never gonna happen. He just wanted to mash because he ain't mashed in time, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all it was. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then he probably been mashing it, but then his cellmate wanted to record it, and then I don't know why he leaked it, but he leaked it, and then that's all it was, bro. That's all it was. I don't think other officers was put in jeopardy, because if it was a case like he wanted to do a mad thing, a baton is nothing compared to what you see in prison. People are using like the kettle, the plug, like cut off the kettle and you can swing around the plug, put in like batteries and socks, tuna cans and socks. There's other things that can match a baton, if that makes sense. And then you've got like the jails you've got like big fuck off shanks that they make in like the workshops and that people can sort their way out if they wanted to, but they wouldn't get very far because there's security things in place. I don't think she put her colleagues in jeopardy. I just think she's got her fetishes, like with the man them, which a lot of these prison women, they got fetishes. They sometimes, if they're dreaming about it, they're going back at home and they're like, oh, my man, he's so fit, and that's all she wanted. She wanted to bang. He wanted to bang. He's doing bird, like who wouldn't want to bang in jail kind of thing.
And she was a badders as well,
I don't know about that. I got misses, I don't know.
I'm telling you, because I've analysed that HMV ones of video. She was a badders, because the Caesar and that was her name as well.
What's her name? Oh, the Caesar, yeah.
Half Brazilian thing or something.
Oh, I swear, yeah.
Man
done his research. Man went to see if she's got OnlyFans.
She ain't started it as a recording. She might do it soon. You better.
I thought that is what the purpose for what she's doing.
I think
someone
Francis
staged
would know,
another one.
You would know.
I think someone staged another one and tried to play it as if it
I
was
saw
real.
that, yeah.
And then she was going mad. You see the video she's put out saying, "Why is everyone impersonating me and I ain't getting no money?" And
Yeah. She's
Because she's jobless now.
Yes, she is, and she'll soon be freedomless when she goes to prison.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, so she's gonna get in trouble for that?
Yeah, that's misconduct in public office.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the charge would be there. Like, yeah.
But it's going to be small bird though. She'll only get 2 years or something like that.
It's not like if she got bagged for bringing something in, she'd get a lot more time. So
Yeah, but a couple of back shots and that, little 6 months and that.
Yeah, she might get a like bird, man.
Yeah. So what do you think is easier to corrupt, male officers or female officers then? From what you said, it sounds like female officers are giving it up.
I think male officers are just more direct. Like they will tell you,
This is what I'm on.
I remember a time where officer sat on my bed, and why for that? But he sat on my bed, and I was in my cell. Like I needed these times we was allowed to smoke and that. I needed a lighter, so he bust my door, come in, and he was like, "Oh, if there's anything you need, let me know." Then I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then he's like, "Anything," and then that's why I knew, you get me. But I didn't bother deal with that car. I didn't want, I didn't want to get involved in all that madness. Yeah.
It's mad. Let me give you some stories, yeah? One time, Alpha Wing, you know how Alpha Wing set up already, laundry room.
Yeah.
I had one of the big kingpins come in there, close the door on me. I said, this is it, I ain't going home tonight. But now he closed the door and said, raw. He gave me the proposition, innit? He said, he wants 2 phones from me a week. I said 2 phones from your mama. You know, I get 2 phones from me. Yeah. But obviously, you propositioned me.
No, bro, actually play it how it happened. Like,
Yeah,
stop
'cause he
doing
didn't
the
say
funny
that.
man thing. Actually play it. The door's closed.
You want my true reaction?
Yeah,
You want my true
no,
reaction?
serious.
So basically,
I
Bro, I can't lose my job.
let me break it down, yeah? So basically, that day, I was the cleaning officer, so my responsibility is to make sure the orderlies do their fucking
Yeah, you
job,
was cleaning officer quite a bit.
Bare
Yeah,
times,
yeah,
Charlie
yeah,
won
yeah,
bare
yeah,
times because I was an idiot because I didn't want to do alpha too much work. So yeah, so I'm in the laundry room now, yeah, putting away all the cleaning stuff because end of day now, 5 o'clock coming close to bang up and that, yeah. And I just dropped. I can tell you, colour yellow mop. I just dropped the yellow mop on the wall because it's got the outline of what needs to go what. Yeah, shallow board. Just dropped it. Then this big donut done comes in, yeah, and closed the door behind him. I said, yo, you alright? That's why my voice cracked. Cause I ain't lying to you, bro. My voice cracked, and I've turned because I can see him in my periphery. I've turned like, yo, you good? And he's standing over the door now, yeah. And I'm saying, raw. And I didn't say anything. I let him talk. He said, raw, this is what you need to do. And he's telling me, you need to bring in 2 phones a week, cause.
Oh, what, he put it on you like that? You need to do it, or did he ask you?
Well, let me put it this way. He's saying.
He asked you assertively.
So he said,
I
I
like
need
that.
2 phones from you.
He's saying, yeah, how you on the wing and you're not putting in work? That's what you're telling me.
Oh, okay.
But you know that's because it plays into the state. That's because you're black. You know.
Yeah,
that?
literally. Like it's an expectation, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then once I realised he wasn't gonna mark me off yet, I just.
And not
reasoned
only
him.
black here, but you're black and you're talking like you're from the hood as well. You're using slangs.
You know.
Yeah.
I've got another story about that
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, but we'll touch on that.
Yeah,
I'll
go on,
keep
go
that
on,
in the
go on.
memory bank. Yeah. So yeah, he's blocked off the door, telling me that right. He wants me to join the corrupted side of life. Yeah, telling me about our 2 phones a week and that. Telling me I make £1,000 a week, £800 a week. Yeah. And this is not even, you know how he pitched it? This is why I like prisoners, because they make good marketing and business executives, yeah? How he pitched it is, yeah, I just need to bring in a little dead Galaxy, you know, the Galaxy Ace from back in the day, little idiot phone. You could probably buy that now for like £20 market, Facebook market and that, yeah? He's just telling me, just bring in 2 of them, easy. And this is before the time now, because you know HMP only now has airport style at the front gate.
What do
You
you
have
mean?
to walk through at airport style security, beep, 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 body scanner.
Oh yeah. Obviously for the guys, we used to go through the lithium,
And then go on the bus chair, yeah.
the bus chair. But I don't know if Only had this, but they also had the battery detectors, so they can this. I don't know if Only had.
Only
it,
never
but,
had that. No,
but it was
never had
like
that
basically there's 2 poles, and like because nowadays you get phones without metal in it, yeah.
Yeah.
But this detector can detect lithium, and it can detect if you got any battery on you, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why like a lot of people used to beat the boss phones, yeah, no metal in it, or just barely not enough metal for it to go off. And then yeah, they put in these new style things where it's like it can detect lithium, and then it's like a green, another light, and another light. It's like a Christmas tree thing, like we used to call it the Christmas tree, and it would go off if you had a phone up your arse or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, carry on.
But yeah, concluding that little story in the laundry cupboard, yeah. Basically, I just had to tell him that, you already know I'm the only black male officer in this prison, yeah? You just want to see me in the cell next to you. Literally, that's what I said to him, and he laughed, didn't he? Because obviously, I'm just quick with the punchlines and that.
Yeah.
And then from there, because the next day, different man came to me and they said, my man moved to you and you didn't take the drop in it. You didn't accept the thing. So we're gonna cool you off now. We know you're not on that life.
Yeah.
I swear, even one time you told me that as well. One time, you remember that?
I made a pass at you.
Yeah, I remember that one time and then you realize that he's for real.
You're not on it, I don't remember what I said to you, but you know it's mad, yeah, because it goes into the black stereotype again, yeah. When I was on H-Wing at the time, that was induction, innit?
Yeah, when you just come in,
Yeah, when I just came in, there was another black officer, and he was on night shift, and then he was coming round.
Who uncle? Jamaican uncle?
I don't remember. It was another black officer. He was bald. Do you know which one I'm on about?
Bald. Oh, he's from E-Wing originally.
Yeah, I don't remember yet. But
Tallish one. Taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one you're on about. I can't remember his name. I know the one you're on about.
Yeah, he was on night shift, and I was like, yo, Gov. And then, he came and I was chatting to him, and I was like, yo, like, I gave him the drop, like, and he was like, but he was safe because he was the type that will come night shift, but chat to the man them.
That's what I used to do as well.
Yeah, I guess like that friendliness, yeah, can work against you sometimes because I guess like he's chatting to man every night, so then you get like a false sense of security and you're like, yo, like, Do you want to do this? Do you know what I'm saying? But I just want to stress here that as a prisoner that's asking for that, you know, you don't think you're doing anything wrong. You know, in hindsight, that was wrong what I did, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? But you don't think you're doing anything wrong. You're just like, look, just bring it in, and you know, I have my phone. I can go, go on Instagram, go on YouTube, or wherever it might be. You're not thinking you're not doing anything wrong. And yeah, with you, I think I did make a pass at you, and then I quickly clocked that you're not that type of. But the thing is, you'd come on and you'd say things like...
I used to fuck it up because I said, I'll go on the wing, yeah? I say, right, who's got the hard food? You remember when I used to say that kind of shit? I used to do some dumb shit.
You used to
I used to instigate.
You used to talk with slang, and it's like, from when you're talking with slang...
Yeah, literally.
You're from the block, probably, you can pattern, basically, but yeah, you didn't. And then, yeah, that's why it's like... Yeah, you didn't, so I'll give you that much.
What was the story you were going to say earlier when he mentioned slang?
Yeah, so with the slang now, like, how I talk now is like, I ain't changing my language for shit. Could be CEO Bill Gates on your fuck, yeah? Yeah. Basically, there was one time, so how HMP only is, you got a main corridor where all the prisoners will either go to work or come from education or healthcare or whatever. One time, do you remember CM Coates? The oldish woman, looked like lesbian and that, but she ain't really a lesbian.
Nah, but go on.
But yeah, anyway, one of the man then came down, yeah, and spotted him, said, "What I want?" and taught the patois with him and that, yeah. And she said, "Wow," and then she went into into Oscar One's office. Remember where Oscar One's office used to be, directly opposite A Wing and that, yeah. And Oscar One is the principal officer who's running the jail for that day, yeah. She went in there and I could overhear him talking like, "Raw, Francis just done this, yeah." And then from there on in, they just thought man was corrupted, cause.
Yeah, so what did they give you, like, was you searched most times that you came in and that?
Bro, I remember one time I was doing nights, yeah? Now, how nights used to work, yeah? It probably still does. You do 7 nights on and you get 7 rest days, yeah? One time I was doing nights. I got searched 5 times in 7 nights. 5 times.
And some people are coming in and then even getting checked like that.
No, but they're smart though, because you all come in together, innit? Yeah? So how it used to work is you'd have one officer.
It would be a random pool, yeah.
But it's not random though.
Yeah, it's not random, but they say it's random.
They got you 5 times, yeah.
Yeah, because I know that they're onto man, innit? Not because man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you weren't doing anything.
So basically how it works is everyone who comes in the gate has to get searched, yeah? To make it look legit, innit, yeah? But I know they're busting my rice and peas lid and every damn thing, yeah? My tuna can is going through scanner and that. One time these lot took my chewing gum, yeah, and said, "Nah, we're checking that we're scanning it." But next man's chewing gum ain't getting scanned. So I know, say, yeah, these men are onto man. Peak,
yeah.
But you know what it is?
The thing is, yeah,
part of the game, innit?
they're on you, but the people that are doing it are cutting through.
Bro, I used to preach that all the time, yeah, because there's one corrupt incident of a fellow colleague that I know of, yeah. This is an old case now. I won't say names, but I'll say the last name, yeah?
No, don't even say the last name.
Why would you say the last name?
What, are they gonna know for the last name?
Don't say names, just don't say names.
Alright.
Yeah.
Officer M. No, wait. Officer M, yeah?
It was an officer, yeah.
Yeah, we're an officer.
Full stop.
Yeah. And what this woman was doing, yeah, this is the trend with these women, yeah. What this woman was doing, yeah, no, I'm not sexist, you know, but there's a trend here, we gotta talk about it, yeah. What this woman was doing, yeah, is she'd go on the freeze, yeah.
No.
You know the one I want about, innit?
No.
You know the one I want about, don't you?
Well, the initial, I'm clocking who it could be.
Go on the freeze and disappear for 20-30 minutes, yeah.
Oh, that's a mad thing.
And obviously exchanges, phones, this, that. Come back down to the office. I'm sitting there eating and that. And she's acting like, yeah, things are calm. But what I clocked was she was talking about, raw, I'm going on my 4th holiday this year. But she never used to do overtime in her life. Yeah. But because I don't really care about the extras, yeah. I'm not here for the extras. I'm just here to do my thing. I know sooner or later you're gonna get fucked, yeah. So I used to hear these things and know what I go on. I never put in one report or nothing. I just let her fall on her own sword.
That's how a lot of them got bagged. Like there was like you see that one that was like anything you need. Yeah. Even though I wasn't dealing, someone else was dealing with them. Do you know what I'm saying? But they was guying on used to roll to work in a TT. Guying on holiday, like you said, all the time, booking holidays, but big holidays and that. And then that's when it came on top for them because they was just like you're on prison officer wages, but you're spending big bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so it got on top, like, for them. That's how people get clocked.
But yeah, man, I'll let you. We'll go back onto the structure and we'll streamline this off now.
Okay, cool,
I'll let
cool,
you hit the next topic.
Now that obviously you are who you are now, do you think that the prison
Who am I?
systems... Well, obviously, you're a successful guy now, you're on the straight and
Let's
narrow,
quickly
yeah?
talk about the success. The TV stints that you've had and obviously what you're doing now.
Let me ask you.
You're going.
So
Question for question. I love this.
yeah, now let me ask you. So I remember the screws, the officers, coming onto the landing and be like making jokes like, "What are you delinquents doing?" Because remember, I started my channel from jail only, and I was interviewing the man them, and these lot were seeing it.
Okay.
What did you think about the content at the time? And obviously my face was never in it.
But we knew it was you. You know the one.
What was the talks about it? I just want to know you lot side
I'll
of
give
it.
you I'll give you the talks. Yeah, I remember one time me and Officer blood clip. I have to cut that bit out. Yeah, but me and Officer P. Yeah, we were sitting down in the. This is when you lot were banged up. Yeah, we were sitting down in the office.
COVID.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
COVID, yeah, because it was 23 hour bang up and that cohorts and that. Remember we had cohorts, yeah. We were sitting down and I said to him, "Raw, you watch the latest one. Let's call it Prisoner L." Yeah. Big Don, where he slams the thing. I said, "This is his head."
Yeah, this is the head. This is the body.
This is the body. This is the door. Bang.
Bang.
Fucking light, bud. Oh, you know he got cat you know.
You got B cat.
He's got B cat.
You got B
Yeah.
cat.
So me and Officer P were sitting down now. I said, "Right, you watch the latest one from my man from Navarro in South 60 with with Prisoner L, yeah." And then we're saying, "Yeah, raw, I'm rating this thing, you know, and we were rating your thing, cause
Yeah.
I even came up to you one time and said, yeah, your thing's proper, because remember we had the discussion in surgery."
Yeah. So that's another thing. Yeah. Obviously, at the time, I had a smartphone, and then I did some research into Francis, and then I clocked. This guy's also a comedian. He's got called Funny Francis, and he had BS subscribers as well. Like at the time, I think it was like 30k subscribers at the time. What you on now? Like 80, 100?
85,000, yeah.
Yeah, but at the time it was like 30. It was loads, and I was just starting. Yeah, I had the concept of Delinquent Nation. I was interviewing prisoners and whatnot. And the reason I did that was I used to see shit prison documentaries. I was like, this is not how it actually is.
Not real life.
I want to get some real life shit kind of thing. And I used to go into the cells and interview the different prisoners, and like that had never been done before either. Do you know what I'm saying? And then obviously I knew Francis was already a YouTuber, so I was like asking him questions. He started talking to me about algorithms and stuff like that I didn't understand. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you gave me some tips in the surgery. Because he was cool, I could come up to him and be like, "Yo, give me some YouTube tips," kind of thing. And he gave them to me. I forgive him his respect. You know, he gave me some YouTube tips, and yeah, it was history after that kind of thing. But yeah, I used to go, like, even when I went to healthcare and that, like, the head nurse would be like, "When's the next episode dropping?" It became, I don't know if you guys were sending it around and that, like,
Bro, it was viral, man. We had a group chat because I used to just dash the latest episode in there because the man would see what going, yeah. Because you know what we found funny is that this happened upstairs because obviously it's like 3 floors, isn't it?
Yeah.
60 prisoners per wing on the main corridor, yeah? The latest video of you recording a prisoner just happened upstairs. You know what I'm saying? It was like a kind of surreal thing.
Yeah.
Like we were looking at you like a local celebrity. And that's our wing, you know. We were taking ownership. That's our wing, you know. Doing business, you know. We went like Uncle Navarro, you know. So yeah, man, it was good. And obviously, so you're saying you were doing that to show like the true form of prison life.
yeah, I wanted to, because it, like, you know, Ross Kemp and them, man, they was running their own narrative on it, and I was like, that's not how it is. I just want to show how it actually is. And like, I was getting like different man them recording it and just getting the reality of prison. I was at the end of my bird. I'd already done a long time, so I didn't care. I remember I was getting called to the block, and then there was like, "Look, Navarro, we know you're recording. It's your voice. Can you just stop uploading to YouTube?" Because they never got the mash on me. Remember, I've never had a phone charge. Do you know what I'm saying? I think they found a SIM card one time, but they never caught me with it. So they just asked me, like, "Please, can you stop? The governor, can you please stop?" I think it was that one with the short hair, that governor there. Yeah, she's like, "Oh, can you please stop uploading to YouTube? Like, whatever you're doing, whatever, but just stop uploading." And then I was like, "It's not me. I don't know what you're talking about." Do you know what I mean? And then yeah, I lost a couple phones. Like in other people, I used to have holders. They used to hold my phone and that, and then I would lose a phone and get another one and just keep uploading. You know. Because it was gaining some traction, and that obviously ultimately led me to getting into filmmaking. And then I came out, started a podcast. Didn't know what a podcast was. Got into filmmaking.
Because is that your career now, isn't it?
That's
Like,
my career now.
TV and film and
yeah. Now I
everything,
work
yeah.
in TV and film, and I develop documentaries and whatnot. But that kind of got me in the maddest way. That got me into filmmaking because I was like doing interviews. I found out that I was actually good at interviewing people. I'm very introverted, but you know, I'm inquisitive, so I like ask like the right questions and whatnot. And then like I don't know, it was interesting because like a lot of officers, they knew what man was doing. These times it was COVID, so DST was barely on. So it was like I just had free reign to just
free for all. I
just
you were
had
dropping
free-
an episode every day, nearly.
Yeah. I was
The thing
just
was up, 'cause,
I was just dropping episodes and then getting the thing up there, and then I came out, and then I was approached by loads of broadcasters, you know, production companies and stuff, and then I just that's how I kind of got into television now. Do you know what I'm saying?
So with your television thing, have you got like an agent or something, or you just manage your business, your thing yourself?
No, so I was freelance for a long time. Now I'm developing for a production company, and you know, moving away from prison a bit because I think they've put in rules now where you can't really upload like prison content and stuff anymore. Before it was like a grey area, like it was like you can record in prison. Like it's not illegal to be filmed in prison. That was the loophole. Like it wasn't illegal to be filmed in prison. But it's illegal to have a phone. So as long as you don't get caught with a phone, you're good kind of thing. Like you're not breaking the law. Like you're just, do you know what I'm saying? Because people were coming in like into prisons and filming all the time. So yeah, man. Now they've changed it, but now I'm developing all types of like programs, and you know, hopefully Francis might feature in one of them one day. You know?
Yeah, we got to do the collab because obviously the chemistry there, isn't it? People got to see it.
Yeah, man. But yeah. What else do I want to know? Like,
Oh, you got questions for me? Yeah, go on. Before we wrap up, go on.
that's what we should end
Anything
it.
you wanna?
So you've already kind of like said like your how you thought about man and that, but like, you know, let me think. Like, what do I actually want to know? Like,
This is your opportunity. We'll cut out all this dead space anyway. So take your time. Take your time.
Like,
Before we wrap it up, take your time.
You know, I've had a bit of a drink as well. Like my head's just going a thing. But yeah, did you think? Oh, this is all right. Did you think I would have made it this far from seeing the YouTube stuff with me and Joe, and then obviously because you reached out to me way after I'd already like, and then you had told me I didn't even know you had watched all of the videos and that you told me that I've seen all your videos.
You know. I think I said this to you before, but we'll say it on camera. You know what? You know the moment where I believed, my man's gonna do good in life, is when I seen you was actually inquisitive and wanted to understand how the YouTube thing works. Because from what I've seen in my like half a decade in the prison service, seeing prisoners, a lot of them are just empty vessels with no direction. They don't have no aspirations or no vision on where they want to go in life. But I seen you now with a direction, a game plan, and you went to seek information. So I said, this man's different. If he applies himself, he'll actually do good. And you turned out to do what I vision you would do. So for you now, it was different to all the other smocks who are just wasting their life in the jailhouse, not trying to develop themselves. So when you came up to me and asked for that advice on the D-Lo thing, I said, this man's serious, cuz. So on a level though, I'm proud of what you done though. I say that on camera, man them know. Round of applause if you're at home. Round of applause for my man, innit? Watch his things on Channel 4 and that. What are you on? Channel 4?
Channel 4, Channel 5.
Every blood cleat channel, known to man, he's on there, except from the X-rated ones, he's not on there. But man.
You know that, innit?
I know. But on a level, man. So like I was saying, my perception of you, driven, and obviously you kept your head down. And man, you definitely what's mad is how I vision certain prisoners is not how they end up. Like most of them, like 97%, that's probably high. 50%, let's do it at 50, keep it fair. Don't turn out how they should turn out, innit? Because you got reoffending and they're back in prison and that. We had Bear Man used to come out, back in again.
Do you feel like you guys are rehabilitating prisoners?
That was one of the questions on the thing that we needed to touch on.
That's kind of a better interview than you.
From my perspective,
Yeah.
From my perspective.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, from my perspective, if I sat down 10 prisoners, yeah, and asked them, do you feel I helped rehabilitate you, yeah, they should say no, because it was my duty. I don't give a fuck, and that's me personally. And half the man, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
In the office, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're just doing your job, you know.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. We don't care about you prisoners, yeah. And literally,
No, facts. Yeah.
no, it's facts, bro. I look at you in the eyes, cause yeah. Me personally, I was just there for the skrilla, the overtime, banging bare PP and that. Yeah, payment plus £22 an hour. Yeah, yeah, getting my subsidies and that, my travel and that, 45p per mile. Yeah, I had business about you prisoners, cause literally, that's what I was there for, cause.
Yeah.
And there's bare man like me who just going in the jailhouse doing their job. They don't care about you prisoners, cause.
And did you ever feel like you was being rehabilitated?
Never.
Never.
No, it's
Not
not.
in any of the prisons.
Never. I never got a DCAT. That's just like it talks for itself, you know. And like Francis said, like I was a smart prisoner. I kept my head down. I kept I was doing my thing in the background, but I kept my head down, and I still couldn't get a DCAT. You know, I did there's basic programs that are like silly, but they don't really help you. And yeah, there's no rehabilitation. You've got to, I've said this loads of time, but you've got to rehabilitate yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to want to not go back. At that point, when I was with Francis, I was in my 10th year in total, like behind the door, from 20 to basically 30, you know. And throughout that whole time, spent 10 years of my life behind the door. I never got rehabilitated. Like I never got showed that there's different ways. I had to kind of clock it, and then it was the media thing, doing the interviews. I clocked, right, I'm good at filmmaking. I'm good at doing this, and then it's like I clocked my own skills. I didn't have skills before. I didn't have a job before that. I didn't have experience or nothing like that, and I clocked it myself. And I've I think some officers are there to try and help, but then it's like sometimes. Yeah, man, they might get knocked back by another prisoner that just don't give a shit. And then that officer now, it's just the us and then them type of thing. And it's like, officers don't want to help prisoners. Prisoners don't want to like help.
Accept the help.
Yeah, accept the help and that. And it's just, it doesn't work. But lastly, what would you do now that you're not a prison officer? What would you put in place to help prisoners? Like, what would be the answer to the non-rehabilitation?
You know what's mad? A crazy concept, is, you know what you should do? I think former prisoners should become prison officers.
Word.
That would be so cold, and that would work uniquely.
It would.
It would, because there's two elements here, yeah?
That's really good, actually. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That was my
No, he's got a good mind. He's got a very creative mind. That's
You know why I say that, yeah? Because if there was a prisoner version of me, plus me who's never been to prison, that would be so effective to teaching that young black child or YO or adult that there's two different sides of this life, but combined, you can come out good.
Yeah.
Now, you can't get that when the person representing the uniform or representing the prisoner is only from that one side of life.
Word, yeah,
You see me?
yeah.
So if you've got ex-prisoners who become prison officers now, the way they're able to holistically apply their thing would be off the scales, cause
Word, yeah.
differently.
Yeah. But there's things in place that makes it impossible for ex-offenders to become prison officers. Obviously.
Yeah, but Keir Starmer, pussy, you can change that, innit? Labour government just come in and that they can pattern that. If you here's what I'll do, You know David Lammy from Tottenham MP. He's foreign secretary now, yeah. If he ever became prime minister, this is what I'd do if I was David Lammy. I would say, yo, here's what I'd do. If you've got 2 years or less, non-serious crimes and that, you can apply it. Minor, innit? That's what I would do. Minor crimes, apply.
Yeah, word.
Encourage them.
That's actually really good.
Because you know that would change the game. You know that.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
That would change the game. Now, I don't know about police, because that's more dynamic, but the enclosed environment of a prison, that would change the game, cause
yeah, no,
that would change the game.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. Obviously, the man them are going to be like, oh, prison officer, that's an idiot thing,
But he ain't gonna say idiot thing when he's done 10 years like you for armed robbery.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever the offence is, because then you can't come from the angle that they used to come from against me, saying, "Raw, how you doing this job when you're one of the man them? You should be behind the door like us."
Yeah.
If I had been to prison as well, I could say I've been behind the door like you. Bro.
I guess like if you was
saying?
if you was in prison but you was fully like someone like myself that's like fully rehabilitated, fully turned his life around, and I'm fully reformed now. Like if I was to be a prison officer, obviously I couldn't be corrupted or nothing like that, but I can talk to the man them like, I've been where you are. I understand.
Yes.
I get it. Like, I'm not condemning you. I'm not. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what would be sick as well? Like, you saying that, they would gravitate towards you more than someone who's just off the street. You know, like all these new officers who are like 18 and that.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing about life.
Yeah.
So a prisoner hearing what you've got to say now, as an ex-prisoner who's not a prison officer, you'd probably change half the wing.
Facts. Yeah,
Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to ask this one question. Yeah, this is a bit of a curveball. Yeah, because I'm a madman. Yeah,
Yeah, go
I
on.
want to ask this one question now. Yeah, now obviously from what we see in America, like homosexuality is like out there and in the open. Yeah, between prisoners and that. Yeah, from my six or so years in the UK prison system as an officer, I never actually witnessed. You know, tell a lie. Let me go on a tangent. I was at HMP Nottingham one time, and I seen this transgender don come out, and it big titties and that. Yeah. And she was just giving, he was giving up to the half of the landing, innit? That's the only thing I ever.
Word.
That's the only thing I ever seen with my own eyes. I didn't see the up, but I seen that she. You know what I'm saying, innit? Yeah. But from your perspective as a prisoner, is there like rumors that this goes on amongst the prison population, or on the wings you've been on, prisons you've been to, or man talking about raw? Yeah, this one here, You know what I'm saying? Does that happen? In the UK, like it does so openly in the US.
I think if you're doing that shit, you're likely to be on the VP wing, vulnerable prison. Did they have a VP wing only?
No VP only. No.
Yeah, but like in most prisons, you got like vulnerable prisoner wing. Those are like the paedophiles and the rapists and like people that are in for mad crimes. And obviously vulnerable prisoners in general, like debt heads, people are in debt, they're just going to go in the numbers, and they get protected on this wing. It's away from everyone. They have like church services different from others, like kind of thing. And usually if you're up to that stuff, you'll be on the vulnerable prisoner wing. But if like the man them had heard, this guy is doing a madness to another guy in prison, that's very much frowned upon, and yeah, they'll get moved to. As Francis knows, yeah, like if anyone comes in the wing and they're masquerading as a normal prisoner, but they happen to be a paedophile or in for killing a baby or something like that, a lot of the times the officer might come and say to the man them like, yo, my man's in for killing like a 3-year-old child or da-da-da-da-da, like, and then the man will go in there and batter them, batter them, like, might get chopped up, or do you know what I'm saying? And that happened on Avon. I don't know if you remember how that happened, but yeah, one of the officers, yeah, I'm not going to say no names, but one of the officers was like, yeah, you know, my man, don't you remember that guy got moved to, and that guy was on the twos, I think.
Yeah, he was.
You know who I'm talking about, and he
yes.
What was he in for again? Like
he was in for yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah.
That was techie, you know.
Yeah.
That was technical.
Yeah, it was technical, but yeah, we could talk off camera. The bird call got given to the man them, and then the money went on his head, and he got moved to. And I think prison officers, they want justice, because it's not just you're doing your bird, you're protected. The prison officers be like, nah, my man's in for actually raping a 3-year-old. He needs to get moved to, and then he gets dealt with in a horrible way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I want to end this by saying I don't condone any violence. You know, I've changed my life completely. And, you know, this story that I'm telling is my old life. And like a lot's changed. I've come out, I've got 2 children now. I work a good job and I'm fully reformed, you know?
Yeah, man.
And I appreciate you guys for having me on your show. This is very interesting. Like, you know, I didn't know how it was going to go because you're my old prison officer, you know, but I enjoyed it, man. You know, thank you for having me on.
As long as you did as well. Dre, anything you want to conclude on? Or any questions you want to ask before we wrap up?
No, just thank you for coming on, man.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys, man. It's all late and that, man, but, you know, for the man them, you know.
What needs must. So just give them the socials before we conclude. Where can the people find you? Or what upcoming projects or anything you got coming out that the people can watch and stuff like that?
I'm Delinquent Nation on everything. I don't really do podcasts anymore, although I'm waiting to go. I'm doing a deal. I'm waiting to go through this deal before I start getting back into podcasts, and there's a lot of technicalities.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Delinquent Nation to see all my old shit, and then you know you'll see it. You'll see things I can't talk about in it, like because you can't really talk about future projects, but you'll see them coming out. Go and watch Secrets of UK Prisons on Channel 4, and yeah, that's me.
Yeah, round of applause for that,
man.
It's been an exciting journey, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
But yeah, I've been Freddie Francis.
I've been Draay.
David Navarro.
And yeah, we're out. Another episode of the podcast
Thank you.
done.
Say it with chest podcast.